Oh, bless. We at the comedy club, Levity Comedy Club,
And
lounge, and we got once again a great comedian. You know, just introduce yourself to the people.
Well, I introduced myself. I've been on here before. How is Dan Brennan? That's me. A two-time interviewee on the Down to Earth podcast. When there are so many good comedians here in Hamilton that you guys in the hip hop community, if I can call it the hip hop community, should be checking out. I want you to check out guys like Black Zeus. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You got no Black Zeus?
No, I never.
No, you got to check out Black Zeus. At the very top end of the scale. Last weekend I worked with. I'm going to completely blank on his name. You can edit this out.
That's all right. This is down to earth, straight up.
Yeah, too much drink tonight. We had a good night tonight. We had a good night tonight.
How was the Hamilton crowd tonight?
The whole weekend's been great. It's the first weekend of January. Mm-hmm. I didn't book anything. I've been off from the day job for 2 weeks, so I didn't book anything. And I just was itching. I got some jokes, and I thought I will come in and do a guest spot. So I did the guest spot last night. Crystal Ferrier, who's another person you should be all over in terms of fucking. She was amazing this weekend.
Yes.
So we did the spot last night. She's like, yeah, come do a spot again tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm building up because in June, I want to record my first 45-minute special right here at Levity Comedy Club.
Perfect, I'll be here.
And lounge, yeah. So any chance I can come in and just get comfortable here,
You're going to be getting comfortable because you'll be seeing me here a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So the comedian that I forgot, that was Cedric Newman. How can I forget Cedric Newman? You need a guy to be all over him. Cedric's the best.
I'm going to meet a lot of comedians, the whole community. That's why I really want to.
And if you're Hamilton local and you know David DaCosta, you need to drag him out of his shell and make sure that he comes out and does comedy regularly. Because that guy is jokes. I've had him on shows, and I've had friends from my high school life or whatever, that they were in town, they came to the show, and they're like, that David DaCosta, that guy was the best guy on the show. And I'm like, what? No, he doesn't come out. So if you know David DaCosta, I know he's been affiliated with Stone Giant for a while. Tell him to get the fuck over himself and take his place at the table. You know what I mean?
So has he performed here?
Yeah. He's performed here. Absolutely killed one night here. Performed around, but he just doesn't come out enough. I don't know. The guy's got issues. That's probably...
excitement, man. Maybe it's too much, you know?
I don't know. But David DaCosta is jokes, and I hope he sees this.
Yeah.
And I hope he comes out.
You're gonna see it because we're gonna start even though it's the Down to Earth podcast, we're gonna start the Levity podcast.
Yeah, I like that too. I like the marriage of hip hop and comedy. When I was young.
Yeah.
There was the marriage of hip hop and heavy metal. Oh, you know what I mean? Like Anthrax and Public Enemy.
Yeah, and Run DMC and
Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Aerosmith weren't quite heavy metal.
Beastie Boys.
Exactly. That marriage. No Sleep Till Brooklyn. That kind of that grungy guitar.
Yeah.
I love it. Anytime you can get a good matchup of cultures, that's when things are gonna happen.
Yeah,
right?
man. Because that's like the new rock and roll right now. Hip hop is like.
It is. Are you aware of the Cat Williams?
Yeah, that is big. That was something, man.
I've listened to all 2 hours. I've listened to all 2 hours and 26 minutes. Yeah. And now I'm finding the clips this is what he said about Kevin Hart. I'm like, I gotta listen to that again just to make sure.
And because I know the comedy kind of the history, so a lot of the stuff connect with things I know of.
This is the way I look at it. Okay, I look at it that some people, the industry's gonna build up.
Yeah.
And some people have to do it their own.
Yes.
And I see Cat Williams not bitterness in it, but I fucking built this. I didn't have anybody, opening a gate for me. I think was his entire argument.
And that happens in other industries.
It does. But the only thing I want your audience to know is this. The intro that he does to his special, American Hustle, I've discussed this with other comedians. I defy you to see a better fucking intro to a comedy special than what he does on American Hustle when he comes out that song. Every day I'm hustling. Have you seen it?
You know what? He has a lot of specials.
I know he's got 12 according to the interview. But Yeah, I defy you to find a better intro. I've discussed it with like people from all over the spectrum of comedy, and it's like, yeah, the energy he brings, just the whole interaction with the DJ, the whole thing is just, to me, it's the best 6-minute opener of any comedy special ever.
He kind of deserves that accolades because he does have a lot of. I think, to me personally, he got there was a campaign where he got overshadowed by another comedian.
Right.
He didn't come up. Well, he kind of brought the name up, but he didn't disrespect this comedian.
Right.
I think Dave Chappelle overshadowed his.
Right.
Kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I've loved
the popularity
Chappelle.
of Dave Chappelle and him when he was like kind of like what you're saying coming. Dave Chappelle's series.
But if you were to ask me 5 years ago who's your favorite comedian, it would be David Chappelle. I love Dave Chappelle, and I know this. Just saying this might sound controversial, but the guy is now just having fun with pissing people off.
Exactly.
That's the way it feels to me. I worry, and I'm not anyone to judge what he's doing, but I worry that he's on a crusade, and I feel like crusades always end badly. You know what I mean? But his new special, there is shit on that I would not.
I know.
I would not want people to watch me laughing at.
He says that's
but
his
that's
ass.
what comedy is supposed to be, right? Like you go to the club and you hear stuff. You wouldn't laugh at that in your day-to-day life.
No.
But you know it's the truth.
Yeah,
right?
it's the
You
truth.
know what I mean?
And see, that's my type of comedy. So I'm a hard person to make laugh.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
if you can make like me laugh, like I'll give you some money. You good.
That's right. I make them
I'm
laugh.
hard though.
That's why I got the
very
second interview.
hard.
Second interview.
Trust me, I'm a hard person, but I'm like people dark comedy.
Yeah.
You call it dark comedy. I mean, like that comedy what some people don't get.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really into.
Yeah. I agree, but I think it's hard to do. It's hard to do dark comedy and make it funny.
Make it funny.
You know, like there's a rash of young comedians. I'm not that I'm a senior comedian, but there's dudes that have been in it less than 6 months, and there's just a rash of I fuck my dad jokes or my dad fucks me, and you're like,
do you find it?
What?
Do you find it?
What
It's
happened?
hard.
What's going on here? What's going on here? So that they'll either get over those terrible jokes and move on to something or be out of it. But yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking myself, some people used to think I'm funny, but I never found myself funny because I'm so straight up.
Yeah.
So I would say certain things and people.
Yeah. Sometimes, people sometimes laugh at the truth.
All the time.
Yeah.
I was saying maybe I should try some comedy just to see how.
Oh, I can't believe. Absolutely, you should. If you have any instinct to give it a try, the only way to know whether you're willing to give your soul to it is to try it the one time. I feel the best. Doug Koning, I think I might have mentioned this the first time that we were interviewed, but it's like sex. Everybody builds it up that first time in your head, you know what I mean? And then you do it, you're like, oh, I could get better at this. And that's comedy. Well, it's literally comedy, but that was Doug Koning's comment. I don't want to steal that from him.
No. I know that.
I think it's a great analogy.
See,
I think
now
it's a
I
great way
understand
of
the
looking at it.
sport even more.